Hello and welcome back to Rainy Day Projects. As you can see here, we are returning to our little temu spree from a couple of months ago. This is a latch hook kit, a latch hook rug making kit. I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn it around. I'm trying out a new camera angle, so it's very close. Sorry about that, just I have the tendency to wander off screen, so this might make it a little better. And this is a style of rug making that involves a hook going through a little printed canvas that you can see here, and you actually make a little knot for each tuft of yarn, and you can see that the yarn has been pre-cut here. And the object of this kit is to make this cute ladybug tapestry. It has a picture of a hoop here. I'm not sure if I need one. I actually do have some embroidery hooks. I do have some embroidery hoops, so I might go and get one of those if it turns out that I need it. The reason why I picked up this kit, I know we have feelings about mass manufactured goods and buying things from Temu, buying things from Amazon. I 100% understand that, but I wanted a way to try out this craft because I really would like to make some cool rugs for my house with custom designs on it, but I would like a controlled and simple way to try out the craft first and make sure that I enjoy it. So we're going to work on this just a little bit today and we'll see how far we get, and I'll probably come back. So I guess this will be a longer video, but probably will be over the course of several days at least. I've watched a couple of videos and it seems like a project like this, which is, I believe it's like 60 by 60 centimeters. I'm not sure. I think this should take 6 or 8 hours maybe. It should take probably quite a while. So I guess we're going to use time lapse a lot with this video. And one thing you can see is all of these cut pieces of yarn, which from the videos I've seen is the most tedious part of preparing this this kind of craft. So I'm glad that they've done that for me, definitely. But we will see if this is something for me or not, and you're welcome to join us as we experiment. So let's open the package. As you see, lots and lots and lots of yarn. It is not wool, it is an acrylic yarn. And we bring out our contents sheet. You can see it's got the pattern. It says 52 by 52 centimeters, which is like, it's off camera. For US watches, it's a little bit less than 2 feet by, I guess it's 1.5 by 1.5 feet, something like that. Hey, my second cat is coming up on the table. He's over there. He might poke his nose in. It says it includes pre-printed and binded canvas. Here he is. This is Iggy. He's our older cat. He doesn't usually check things out, but it's about an hour and a half before lunchtime, and he'd like to remind me that he is here. So I guess we'll have some ginger cat hairs in our project today. So pre-printed and binded canvas with base cloth. Okay, so this is our canvas here. I guess that, and here's our hook. This is a special hook you use for this craft. A cat foot there. He's just gonna sit here. He's parked his butt right here. That's why my light got cut off. Oh, okay, so it's round. I didn't realize. Okay, interesting. So, ooh, it smells. It's got, ooh, it smells like fish, actually. If you buy this kit from Temu, you might want to air it out a little bit. Okay, so this is interesting. So what they've done is they have printed the design onto this very loose canvas, which is, it's quite a wide grid of threads. You can see that this is separate from the cloth underneath. And then on the back, oh, okay. So you have actually 3 layers in this, no, it's 2. Okay, so on the back you've got a backing cloth with kind of a webbing over top of it. I guess it's just to protect it. The 2 layers have been sealed together with this kind of trim here. And then we have the image of our ladybug here. Okay, so that's component number 1. It says Also acrylic yarn, which of course we can see here. There's quite a lot of it. It says it's 50% acrylic and 50% cotton, but I suppose that could refer to the yarn or it could refer to the backing cloth. You know, the instructions are not always clear. And it says it has a hook tool, which is right here. It does not feel like a super high quality, high durability kit. High durability tool. It definitely feels like it could break, but so this is a latch hook and this is the latch part, I guess. Okay. I've never actually done this, so I've seen it done but didn't quite get the technique. We'll see how well that works. If I do become serious about this craft, I am sure that I will upgrade my hook because it feels like something you'd buy at the dollar store, definitely. And then these here are the instructions, okay? So it's set up like a color by number or like an embroidery kit. It says, open the pre-printed canvas, we've done that. Refer to the letter on the yarn roll and pattern on the paper for choosing the color. Okay, that's easy. So the yarn rules are lettered. So let's just start with what's closest. You've got this red one. Oh, okay. So these are the labels. The labels are these big letters. This is a T and this is I suppose. Oh, it's an L. Okay. Sure. Or is that J? Oh, this is L. I think they don't know how to make a letter J. Okay, oh, I see. This is letter J. It's not important. Okay, we're gonna start with letter T because that's the first thing that came out. And it looks like on this stamped pattern, uh-oh. Hey, look at this. Okay, so they've given me a stamped pattern where the ladybug is partly white. Oh, no. Okay, so the white ones are not white, but they're actually pink. So the white spaces are for those, where are they? This bee. So there will be a red ladybug shell with kind of a pink highlight. Okay. So this looks doable. So we're gonna start with red, which is T on our little code. And it says, start the first grid wherever you like with the latch tool. That sounds good. Just stitch the horizontal line in every grid. Do not stitch the vertical line. Okay. Well, the horizontal line is this one, but it seems that they've got it turned sideways. Okay. Be careful when you stitch. It says be careful when you stitch the edges of the canvas to avoid dislodging the base. But the edges of the canvas are already stitched, so maybe this instruction is from a different kit. Pay attention to the color on the canvas is just to show the pattern. Please refer to the labels on the yarn to find the correct color to use. They're warning me that this white is not actually white. This white is actually, pink. And I think that's because this gray color here is where the white actually is. You still got Iggy up here sticking his nose at the camera. You can't see him very well. I don't want to move the camera, but this is my 17-year-old cat. I've had him for a long, long time. And he is happy that I'm mostly home for the summer, so he's hanging out a little more. But I think mostly he wants some food. But we're not going to give him food yet because it's not quite time for his dinner. So he'll just hang out with us. Okay, it says, allowing for printing deviation. If paper pattern is different from the pre-printed canvas, please follow the canvas. Okay, well, so it says that if there's a difference between this and this, then I should follow this. But I feel like, honestly, I can see the picture, right? So I should be able to kind of use my judgment. Okay, so I'm supposed to be stitching the horizontal lines, but I've got it turned sideways. So I don't know what to do about the lines like this that are sort of like blendy. I guess we'll get to those when we get to them. So what you do here, apparently, oh no, it's for left-handed people. I'm gonna switch it this way. Okay. Because I want to use this hook with my right hand, definitely. So I've got this. I've got the hook, and I'm gonna make a loop. And you put the hook up under the thread. You hook it with the hook. Bring it under like so. But I don't know about this latch thing, what that's supposed to be doing. Oh wait. Oh, I see. Okay. So then I pull the tail through. Okay. That's doable. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, and then we'll be trimming it later. I've already got a little uneven. Okay, let's try this. So we put the hook here. We hook back. And then we grab those. Oh, okay, and the hook kind of swings up automatically. That's nice. And we drag them through. Oops. Good, okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. That's actually a lot easier than I thought it was. Okay, so I'm gonna work on that for like, I don't know, half an hour maybe, and then come back and do a little bit later. I'm gonna turn on some TV so that I don't get bored, because you know how I do. So we'll put on some music for you to listen to if you'd like to follow along. Okay, we have finished this rug. It's finished. Finally. I think it has probably been about 14 or 16 hours in total since I started working on it. It's actually been, I think, a couple of months. We had some family visits and things, so I took a little bit of a break. It took way longer than I thought it was going to take, even though I knew it was going to take a long time. So about this kit. So, first of all, it wasn't too... Well, I can't remember how much I spent on it. I feel like it was around $40 US, but I don't really remember because I live in the Czech Republic and sometimes the prices are displayed in crowns and sometimes in dollars. It's been a few months. I don't really remember how much it was. It was somewhere between $20 and $50, which is a big range. But I think if you go on Temu, you'll probably find the same set from a lot of different sellers because that's where I got it from. So cost, I don't remember what I spent on it. I remember thinking that it was fairly reasonable for the kit, and I still think, you know, it was, I don't remember feeling that the price was unreasonable, and I don't feel necessarily that it was a bad value for the money, so on that score, it's okay. Oops, I forgot a little spot there. I've missed a spot, literally, one of the spots here. So maybe I'll do that while I'm talking to you. Okay, so ease of completion. So as you can see, it's really quite easy to do it. You just gotta pop the needle in there, not the needle, you pop the hook in there. There's a little latch that stays open when you do that. You fold the yarn around it, pull it back, the latch will close it so it doesn't fall off. Then you push it again, the latch will open, pull it back, and it makes the loop. The one thing is you do have to be careful that your loops are even. So on that score, it's easy. I learned the basic mechanical concept in about a minute, I think. Sorry, I'm cut that, I guess. Okay, so the problem for me, I think, is the materials. So like the basic structure of the kit is pretty good. You've got a canvas that's pre-printed with the design, and you've got all of the yarn pre-cut. And I know that cutting up the yarn is a big part of preparing for this craft. So having that done for you the first time is definitely very, very helpful. The problem that I really have is the quality of the yarn. The quality of the yarn varies a lot. So in this kit in particular, I think there were 2 or 3 different kinds of yarn. They're all synthetic fibers, of course. I think they're all acrylic. But so you've got these white ones and the red ones, I want to say, and the black ones. These guys they're quite coarse. They're quite rough, and so once you've made the knot, it stays put. You can pull on it and it's not going to untie. It pretty much keeps its structure. So for the price that I paid, I was okay with this stuff. But then the green ones and the pink ones and the yellow ones are made of a completely different material. Or like one of the yellow ones was the rougher kind and one was the smoother kind. So you've got this this fiber type here. It's just normal craft store yarn that you get for like $2 or $3 a skein. It holds its shape. You can pull it, you can do stuff with it, and it's not gonna get too wrecked unless you really pick it apart. But then this kind, it's super soft. You really just have to run your fingers over it and it's gonna start to come apart. Like so, it unwinds. And so you get these pieces of yarn that just fall to pieces, which is bad for 2 reasons, 3 reasons really. Reason number 1 is that when you're actually doing the rug, some of these fibers are kind of getting shredded up, and so it looks quite messy when you finish. So unless you're able to tie every night every knot perfectly every time, you're going to get kind of a shaggier look than you probably want. Number two, because you waste a lot of yarn when it breaks apart as you're tying the knots, and you have to throw it away. And number three is that this smooth stuff is quite slippery, and the knots don't really stay. I don't know if you can see, but these knots, they're quite loose. So I can really just pull on it a little, pops right out. And so I had thought that I could use this rug as a little, you know, cute little rug for under the sofa or something like that. But I have a strong feeling that if we step on it, it's just going to fall apart. And you can see that when I try to make the hook, it gets tangled up because the yarn is so soft. So it's much harder to work with than the other kinds. And that's why I really had to kind of like tug it with my fingers after a while to try and make the knot, but it still falls apart. So unfortunately, I'm not sure what I'll be able to do with this rug. I might use it as a decoration on the back of a sofa or something like that. It would probably be okay that way. But for a rug, it certainly won't work. So that kind of is my main issue with it. One thing that I had a problem with that's my fault is that I decided to be clever and do each color individually, because I thought it would be fun to see the picture take shape one color at a time. Don't do that. That was entirely my fault. If you are doing a kit like this, you're going to want to start at the top and work in rows straight across, which is I think what most of the people on YouTube do when they do kits like this, because as you see, it is super easy to miss big chunks if you're just going in patches like that. So I keep finding spots that I missed, but that was all on me. I should have just moved in an orderly fashion and switched yarn colors when I needed to. So learn from my mistakes if you're going to do this. So the time investment was pretty intense, but I don't think that I would have minded that as much if I hadn't been so dissatisfied with these green and pink yarns, because for like most of the time I was working on this, I already sort of knew that it wasn't going to be something I could use as a rug. And it was sort of like, okay, well, just, you know, I'll keep working, I'll get it done. But at that point, I still had like, you know, 12 more hours to go. So it was kind of a lot. Where's that spot I missed? Oh, here's another one, see? Yeah, don't be like me. Don't be like me. Yeah, the other thing about these fibers is that they shed really badly, these green fibers. So I can kind of rub my hands here a little bit and come up with a big handful of fuzz. So I've been sweeping great big clumps of this fuzz off of the rug the whole time I've been working on it, which is not ideal. And I'm sure that for the life of the product, that's just going to keep happening. So, I mean, it is a craft kit. I did buy it on Temu, and you know, you get what you pay for. But the reason I wanted to do this was I kind of had it in mind that I'd like to someday try making a hooked rug myself. And the reason I wanted to do latch hook instead of punch needle is because I thought, well, if it's latch hook, then you're actually tying knots and it must be more durable, right? It's something that's going to hold its shape and something that you can really keep and have nice for a long time. And if you're going to be spending this much time on something, I think that it should be something you get to keep later. So I think someday far in the future, when I've done a lot of other projects, because this really was a lot of time I spent on this, someday, a long time from now, I think I would still like to design and make my own latch hook rug. But if I do that, I definitely think that I'm going to be buying the materials myself, you know, buying the canvas and cutting the yarn pieces. And even though it's going to take a lot longer to do all that, you know, counting and calculating and stuff, and it'll probably be a lot more expensive, but I think that I'll be left with something that I like a lot more and something that I can really keep using. But I mean, so okay, so ease of use, easily, like what was my score? I can't remember what score I was giving things. Say ease of use 5 out of 5. Materials quality maybe 2 out of 5, because also like you can see that a lot of times when I was working along the edges it kind of pulled out really easily, so please excuse the dog hair. That is simply a natural part of my life. That's not the fault of the craft people. They do have this sort of covering on the bottom, which, you know, it's nice that that's already done for you, I guess, but it also is not really a non-stick covering, so if you did want to use this as a rug, you'd probably have to put something else on here anyway. So yeah, so I guess, like, you know, planning and organization of the kit would be probably 5 out of 5. It is a well set out kit. Materials probably 2 out of 5. Well, I think I'm going to take off a point for planning, because actually the other complaint that I did have was that you can see that these strings here, the strings in the canvas have been painted with the different colors to show what color you should use. I should have showed you early on because it's difficult to see now. And the color for like dark green, and the color for light green, and the color for black, and the color for white, they all kind of blend together. So black and dark green are like half a shade apart, and white and light green are like half a shade apart. So a lot of times it really was just guesswork which color was supposed to go where. Oh, I'm a smarty. Look what I've just done here. I've gotten my needle stuck. So I think, there we go, I got it out. So I feel like using my rough and ambiguous math, I would probably give the kit as a whole a 3 out of 5. I guess I'm not sorry that I did it, but if there had been a kit that was like a quarter of this size for me to try, I think I would have done that instead. If you are interested in trying this craft, I think it really might be worth it. Just buy the canvas, draw the picture yourself. If you can draw, buy some yarn yourself so that you can know that it's of good quality. But what do I know? I don't know. And I think probably also depending on when you buy it, you know, this is the kind of thing that they're going to make with whatever happens to be cheapest at the time. I think this is what I mean. I can't tell if this is supposed to be dark green or light green. I think dark green. Yeah, so if you were to order this kit tomorrow, you might get totally different materials. Maybe you would get all good quality. Maybe they'd be all bad quality. I don't really know. However, it does look like the picture on the box, so I can't say it's false advertising necessarily. I just have slightly mixed feelings about it. But I am happy that it's basically done. You can see that green is shredding even as I touch it. And I think that maybe a person who had done this before and a person with a more organized mind that I have might have an easier time with this. But for me, the process has been just a little bit chaotic. Let's see. Is that all of it? Do I finally have all of the spots finished? Did I get that black spot finished? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, if you do the kit correctly, you won't have this problem, so. But yeah, you can see the whole thing. It's pretty cute. It's shedding violently, and it looks a little bit shaggy, but for whatever, $30, I guess, it's a pretty good craft experience. I don't know. Make your own decisions. And hopefully now that this is finally done, because I've done nothing else for weeks for this channel except for this, hopefully I'll finally be able to start some of the other projects I have building up on a shelf in my living room. So I hope to see you again very soon. Goodbye.